Hi guys, Killer J here. We're back with a brand new video. And today's my thoughts on the original Xbox. Let's get this talk about. What I liked about it was the game selection. A very good amount of games. You got Halo 1 and 2, Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick, Evil Dead Regeneration, Dark Watch was another good one. They had a bunch of games on it. What else I liked about it was what else did they have? Yeah, the Suffering 1 and 2 were my favorite games of all time playing on there. Very fun games, very awesome games, the Suffering 1 and 2, especially the first one because you were in a prison, you were shooting monsters out there. Holy crap, it was a crazy game. It was funny too. What else did I like about the original Xbox? They had Bevier games, they had tons of games there. They had tons of games, they had Godzilla Save the Earth. They had a bunch of games. They had a bunch of cool ones too. We had Project Snowblind, Soul Calibur 2, the Mech Assault games, bunch of other stuff here. Soul Calibur 2 was very good on it because I like Spawn, and that's a game I got my birthday at one time. I still have it, and Mech Assault 1 and 2, bunch of games on the original Xbox that I like personally. Bunch of games I remember. There are certain games I remember playing there. I remember I used to play a lot of games like on the original Xbox. My favorite, like, there was a good bunch of games on the original Xbox, tons of games there. You had Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, Deception, Mortal Kombat Deception, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, Mortal Kombat Armageddon, bunch of games. Holy frig, it was crazy all the games you had on there. Like there's so many, I can't name all of them, but they're really good games. You can find certain games out there. There was Breakdown. There was another Xbox game, a hidden gem. There was, let me see. There was a bunch of games. There was Breakdown on there. There was another Project Snowblind was on there. There was a crap load of games. There was crazy the games you had on there. You had, what else did you have on there? Let me see. You had, Ultimate Spider-Man on there. Spider-Man 1 and 2 based on the movie. You had a bunch of games there. You had Ninja Gaiden Black. That was a good one. What else did you have? Ninja Gaiden Black was a good one. You had some Ninja Gaiden games. You had the Midway Arcade Treasures compilation packs on there. You had a bunch of stuff on the original Xbox. It was just crazy the amount of stuff you had. And this was the generation where there was no microtransactions or DLC or anything like that. You just played the games. When you bought a game, you got your money's worth. That was the thing with the original Xbox. You even had some of the GTAs on there, which is pretty crazy, which is good. I actually like the original Xbox on there. You had the Conquerors on there, Grab by the Ghoulies. You had the Conquerors Bad Fur Day remake, and you had Grab by the Ghoulies, which was an interesting one. You had a bunch of games on there. Holy friggin' games were crazy. So I'm just naming them off and just trying to, like, they're coming up a couple coming off the top of my head. There's a bunch of games you should get for the original Xbox, and if there's hidden gems on there, you should look for the hidden gems on the original Xbox because there's probably it's a good system to collect for. And some of the games you can play on the Xbox 360, but I wish they would have did more with it with the original with the Xbox 360, so you can play more back in the day. Wish they would have added more backwards compatibility titles there, but anyway, I like the original Xbox. If you see this console cheap, get it because you're gonna have a blast with it. It was a ton of console. You were playing with your buddies there. You had a friend over at your house. You're doing co-op games. You're just playing co-op. You're just drinking a pop and eating some chips. So it was like a friggin' fun time there. It was great. There's an Xbox because it got people together. You had friends. You played that stuff and it was good time. It was like you just show your friends like, hey, I got this, you want to play the game. You even got the racing games on there like Project Gotham and that. There are all types of stuff out there. It's like even you had some of your bad games, but you had a lot of good games with it too. So you had a variety of racing, shooter, anything, racing, shooter, fighting, and all this type of stuff out there on the original Xbox. And the first-person shooters that you got on the original Xbox were very good. They were good quality. Those were the pretty cool first-person shooters for the time. And you had a bunch of stuff out there. It was like, holy frig, it was crazy. It was like a good console. It's a good console, so it's very good. I like it, and I enjoy playing it. I enjoyed playing when I was growing up. I had a blast playing that console. It was fun. It was fun stuff. So, all right, this is Killer J here. See you guys later, and peace out. And hope you guys enjoy this video. And there will be more stuff coming on the Joel Ranger channel. And maybe later on, I'll give my thoughts on the PS2. So, peace out. See you guys later, and look out for the next one. Bye. Later.